everyone, welcome back to A Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and today I thought I would give you a flip through of my 2018 December daily. I did do individual daily videos as I was creating this last December, so if you're interested in that, be sure to check out the December daily 2018 playlist. I walk through it in a little more detail. So as you can see, it is one chunky monkey. And this year I'm hoping to make it not quite as big. I ended up having to use, I think these are 3-inch binder rings, and they are huge. Just to kind of mask them a little bit because they are so large, I did tie some red ribbon on the end and kind of mask it a little bit. So I made the cover. It's made out of chipboard and some pleathers or vinyl, whatever you want to call it. And I used Heat and Bond to affix that to some chipboard. And then I have the title on here also heat and bonded on with the yeah, heat and bonded on, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say. The stars and the Christmas were some gold metal, and when I did do the heat bonding on it, it did tarnish a little bit. Well, not tarnish, it did wear off a little bit, the gold, but I'm okay with that. It just makes it look a little bit more aged. The 2018 is actually 20 and 18 from the Ali Edwards kit from last year, and it seems to be stuck on pretty good, so I'm very happy with that. The inside cover is some really old paper. I don't know, probably like 15 years old or thereabouts. I had originally put grommets on here, or eyelets, but they ended up being too small for these new binder rings, so I had to pop them off. And it's still a little tight, but it's not bad. So to start off with, I have this die cut piece that says December, and I put December to remember. Then I have some cardstock with, this is flocked, and then a 3x4 card. I have a picture of myself, the reason why is in this little envelope, and another 3x4 pocket card. I added some glitter to that just to make it shine a little bit. So 4x6 card, I added this chipboard deer, which I painted with Maya Gold, added some of these acrylic snowflakes. And then on the back side, I just included a photo. Day one is a trip to the spa. I used the label and this label here to just kind of tell the story, which was pretty basic. This piece here is the back of a chipboard piece, and it was sticky, so I just added some chunky glitter to form the tab. Day two was about assisting with some decorations at the church that we rent the building from. I did do a little flip-up card, and then basically I just added a little cork tree, and then these little wood veneer trees. Day three is all about the tree, and I actually have quite a few pictures of this. So I featured some of my new ornaments that I made last year, as well as ones that I got from my nephews and nieces, and then this one here is a store-bought tree. I have a picture of the tree itself. I did a little bit of journaling on this 3x4 card. This was a wood veneer I had bought the previous year, and I just painted it with some Maya Gold, backed it with some cardstock, and put it on this acetate sheet with the tree on it. I really like how that turned out. For day four, I cut a circle photo, or I made a circle of my photo, and this is more about the other decorations in my apartment. This here is featuring a new item that I made. It's like a little scenery with deer and the lights in the background. Day five is about a trip to the Moonlight Forest. I took a lot more photos than what's in here, so it was very hard to narrow it down, but that's what's great about the 2x2 pockets. I made a couple of these into shaker pockets, and I used the rubber elements from the December Daily kit from Ali Edwards. The journaling I added on this 4x6 photo. I just did this right in Photoshop, added this to an acetate sheet with the trees in the background, which I thought was fitting as this was at the Arboretum. This here was just one of the pocket cards and an embellishment to fill off the other side so that it looked pretty. Day 6, this is supposed to represent a postage stamp. So I have this mailbox and then showing 6 cents and the joy, and then when you flip it open, I have a flip here showing all the postage that I bought for the year and how much it ended up costing me. And then I did a little bit of statistics about how many cards I sent out last year and where they all went. This paper here is old paper from Stampin' Up! And it's flocked. It's really pretty. Day 7 is all about a trip to Disney, and I love doing these huge 2-page spread photos, and so what better than to use the Small World, it's a Small World ride for that. I did add another 4x6 card with a 3x4 and some chipboard, my journaling, again some more photos of myself around around the park. That's day 7. Day 8, I made handmade chocolates for my coworker friends, and so I thought it would be kind of fun to make a box of chocolates. This is actually the top of the box of chocolates that I gave them. It's a photo. So I just I took a picture of it, cut it out, and added it with some washi tape here on a hinge, added the 8, and then inside is the actual box of chocolates as I gave it to them. So I thought that was kind of fun. This is mounted on foam tape, and the idea behind that is that I could hide some journaling. So this year, I talk about what I did as far as gifts, and then in here I've actually added the recipes for the chocolates that I made this year. Day 9, this was at church, and I live in Southern California, and the oranges were really starting to come into their own, and I thought that would be kind of fun to include. The smell's amazing, and wish you could capture that in here. Day 10 is about a work luncheon. Every year we have a luncheon, then we go over kind of the annual meeting content and work supplies lunch, so that's what that is. This here is just a half star that came with the kit last year, and then I just added some coordinating paper on the back side and this little wood veneer, which I thought was quite cute. I also added this tag. On the back side of the tag, I took pictures of my local scrapbook annual sale that they have in December. So that's what that's about. They decorated all up for Christmas, so it was kind of fun. So that's day 11. Day 12 is about the gifts that I gave this year. I don't do a lot of gift giving. It just is the way that my life works out at this stage. So I just laid out the gifts, took a picture, called it done. Day 13, now this is going to look really strange. You're wondering probably why is an egg in here. So my friend and I, we went and saw the Nutcracker movie, and so part of the in the movie, the main character receives an egg in an egg with a key. And so basically what I've done is I've added the key here as a holder. This here flips up. And what I did was I went onto the internet and found photos from the movie itself. So this is actually where we went and saw the movie, did my journaling. A picture of me in the theater. We were actually the only ones there, which is what this photo here is showing, how empty it was. I just wrote on here with white gel pen. Here's the picture of the egg that inspired this layout. And then again, more scenes from the movie. So I really was quite happy with how this turned out. It's kind of fun and something a little bit different. And that's just hinged on with a brad. I made a trip to Portland for work, and at the hotel that I was staying at, they had these trees with the deer, so I took a picture of myself in front of those. This is the hotel that I was staying at. I did a little pocket here with a postcard where I put my journaling. This postcard was available at the hotel. So this here is also giving you a little bit of journaling about what the photos are. I numbered them 1 through 5, and then I have the 5 photos here, and that is day 14. Day 15, friends and I went to a tea house, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to include a teapot to include my journaling. So that's what you have here. I just went on the Silhouette store, found a teapot, cut it out. It had this die cut of flowers on there, and so I just backed it with some glitter to make it shiny, and then on the back side I just wrote my journaling with a white gel pen. And then this is a full photo of the teapot that I had and my cup of tea. I like to include different Christmas carols in my album as a filler if I don't have something going on for that particular day. This was also very appropriate as it was the anniversary of Silent Night. I guess its debut was in 1818, so I thought that would be kind of fun to feature that. I went on the internet and downloaded a photo of where the original song was played. This is not the actual building, it burnt down I believe, but this is kind of to commemorate it. I had this snowflake or dotted acetate that I thought would be kind of fun as an overlay. So it looks like it's snowing, and then when you flip it over, you see the photo and then the journaling I have here on the side. Had to work on a Saturday. Wasn't too happy with it. And let's just say it didn't go very well. And so what I have here is my not so fun journaling, a picture of the error messages we were getting. The testing didn't go very well, and I called this one No Good Cheer. I was kind of frustrated about having to work during December on a Saturday, but it is what it is, and unfortunately it looks like we're going to have to do that again this year. Day 18 is all about me getting my passport renewed. I was going to make a trip in March, or actually I did make a trip this past March, and so it was really critical that I get my passport renewed right on the moment that it could possibly renewed in order to get that in time for March. I went to a craft show, so I've got a large photo here, and then I thought it would be kind of fun to include a gift. And this here, if you pull it out, has a tag, and it's got one of the items I bought and then another item I bought at the gift show. I went looking for gifts, and I ended up buying gifts for myself. I ended up keeping both of those. So this here, the top, just acts like a little pocket, I guess, so it goes over both sides of the gift. And then I just included a photo of the festival or the craft show, and then here are some of the different photos of different things that I saw throughout the craft show that I thought were neat. Maybe not my style, but still kind of cool. Day 20 is about a friendship of mine that had formed in the last little while, and so we had done a little swap with coins, these artist coins, and these are the ones that I sent her, only I made a double set, right? So that is what that is. Day 21, I attended a workshop from the Fairy Tale Scrapbook Club, and so what you see here is this tag photo of the people that I kind of hung out with, a copy of the admittance. It was a lot of fun, and she had her own line of product that's Disney inspired, all around Christmas, and so I did a separate album for that. I don't think I ever showed that. If you're interested, let me know and I will. Day 22 is all about shopping in preparation for Christmas Day, and so I took a picture of the aisle. It was quite chaotic. They were actually busy restocking the shelves at the time when I was in. I have a list of all the items that I purchased, and then I also took a picture of my grocery cart. That was kind of fun. Day 23 is a Bible verse. I like to include one of those in each one of my albums. This was a piece that I stamped the little sheep. I stamped the star, and then the rest is just color blended. And yeah, I like how that turned out. So day 24 is all about an advent calendar. I had purchased a crafty advent calendar from the Not So Secret Craft Club, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of replicate it in my album so you could see exactly what I got as part of it. So this here is the entire package that I received in the mail. So that's the front sheet. And then when you open it up, I did a layout, let me move this down, of all the different packages. I did a little bit of journaling. And then every day I took photos of whatever was in the package. And so what you see here, if you flip up, is what was in the package for that particular day. Now these numbers are the actual numbers from the packages, so I kept everything. And so this flips out this way, and we've got more here, and then flips out this way. Oops, that one fell off. I have to put that one back on. And then for the 25th, we actually received a full-on stamp set. So that's what that is. Day 25, I took a picture of myself in front of the tree. I had this little die-cut 25. This side here, yeah, it didn't turn out quite like I had hoped. I thought it would be fun to put all the different words in there. I think my mistake was that I made some of these at different angles, and I think I would have liked it better if I had kept them all like either horizontal or vertical, not at an angle. These were the gifts that I had received. I did a little flip up here so you could see what they were, and then another flip up here with Christmas dinner and some journaling, and then another flip up there as well. The 26th, I went and saw the Mary Poppins. So I just took pictures off the internet of the old movie bill as well as the new one, and then just my thoughts on it. And then this here is a tag with my ticket. Day 27 is all about prepping for my trip in March. And so I did a bit of journaling on that, looking at all the different excursions and trying to figure out which ones were the ones we wanted to book. Day 28 is about just chilling at home. I've got a big bowl of popcorn. I've got my cozy blanket in front of the tree. I have another 3x4 card. Talk about my holiday favorites. That's what day 28 is. And it extends onto this picture as well, where I've got a little thing of hot cocoa. Day 29 is about December Daily. And so you see here the Crafter Math of December Daily, of stuff that's all over the place. The next day are all the Christmas cards that I got. Now, there was no way I was going to fit all the full-on cards in here, and a lot of them I got from an exchange, and so there wasn't a lot of personal messages in them, so that's how I got away with this. But basically I trimmed them down to 3x4 cards, slotted them into the pocket, or if I really loved the outline of the card, like this one here, and I knew I wasn't gonna, there was no way I could cut this down, I just punched holes and then mounted it in here. For some of the cards that had a little bit more sentimental value in them, or if they had personal messages, I added in this pocket, and then I just talked about how much I love getting cards. So that was day 30. And then these are more cards and more cards. I don't know if I'm going to participate this year in the exchange, so I don't know how many I'm going to get this year. Doesn't seem like very many people are doing that. And again, more cards and more. And then day 31 is, of course, the last day of the year. And I'm talking about the weather. And it actually was raining this day, and we had a rainbow, so it was really appropriate. And I just tracked the weather throughout the month and just documented the highs and the lows and whether it was sunny, warm, rainy, etc. And that is the end of my 2018 album. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it inspires you, and maybe you could take a few ideas from here into your 2019 album if you're going to participate in the project. Obviously this is a bit much. It is a bit over the top. So this year I'm hoping to scale back, but you know what? It's so much fun to come up with different ways that who knows where it's going to lead. So thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy crafting.